The Carolina Panthers are back, baby. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, as a Panthers fan, I cannot be happier. The Carolina Panthers just won a game in a pretty convincing manner. The Carolina Panthers went against a team like the Raiders. You had Max Crosby coming on the edge, and you had Andy Dalton there for the first time in his Panthers career, actually leading this team to a victory. And all of this is showing fans that maybe Bryce Young, after all, could have been the problem. But I'm just so excited, and I want to talk about why my team is back and why this is everything we needed and why it shows that these rookie QBs do need to be prepared better for the NFL. But hey, what's good, squad? It's your boy D, man. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about my team, Carolina Panthers, actually being competitive and what this could actually mean for Bryce Young, what this could mean for Andy Dalton, and what this could mean for the entire franchise going forward. Now, if you're new to the channel, if you're new here, man, consider joining the gang, joining the family. We're growing quick as hell. Also, if you're an OG, I fucking love you. All right, let's get into the video. No more yaps. Now, the Carolina Panthers, coming into this season, we were all going for Bryce Young. Every fan out there were saying this is Bryce Young's season to really take over. We had the improvements at wide receiver. The O-line actually got better. The defense, yeah, we lost Brian Burns, but the defense was kind of solid. All right, we had some core pieces in our defense. The Carolina Panthers, guys, is not a bad team. And from the way we started the season, right, it brought that question up. It's like, is it the team's fault? Because Bryce Young was struggling, right? First game of the season, literally first throw, this man's throwing a pick. So it was just crazy to see how bad the Panthers were during the first 2 weeks of the season. And this ultimately led to Bryce Young being benched by Dave Canales. And the benching, again, very controversial. Nobody really expected Bryce Young to get benched, and Bryce Young himself held himself accountable for it. But guys, after the Bryce Young benching, we didn't know what would happen. All right, the question was, can Andy Dalton, can the Carolina Panthers actually show that they're a good team if they have a quarterback that they can trust? Can they actually win a game in the NFL? Because guys, it was actually looking like, from my perspective, like my team can never win a game. It seemed like it was actually hopeless that the Panthers were going to get one win this season. But what we saw yesterday, people, from Andy Dalton was amazing.
But this is where Crosby is so lethal. Can they protect Dalton? Put some air under it to the end zone. It's caught. Picture perfect dive from Dalton to Deontay Johnson. And the Panthers retake the lead.
Now, the fans were loving it. Everybody was loving it, even the players. Adam Thielen, hopefully he recovers from that. He's on my fantasy team, y'all. I stashed him on my bench for a reason. But guys, think about it. Even if you're not a Panthers fan, think about that. Your team is struggling. It looks like you would never win a game in the season. And then you come out with an actually confident victory against a team like the Raiders. You actually blew them out. Like, you have your receivers actually running routes and separating and getting the ball. You have your quarterback actually making throws down into the end zone. Like, we saw how talented Deontay Johnson is. His yak, right? His movement after catching the ball was insane yesterday. We have Xavier Legette. All these players, their potential can finally be fulfilled under Andy Dalton. We saw the genius in Dave Canales. Like, even if you're not a Panthers fan, you should be excited because this is more entertainment. This is more quality football coming to the NFL. Now, the glaring question here that most of y'all will be asking is like, what would this mean for Bryce Young? Let's be honest, Andy Dalton coming in, taking over your starting position, and completely revolutionizing the team means that Bryce, chances are you're not starting this season ever. Okay, there has to be something crazy that happens to Andy Dalton. And now we're seeing people in Miami, right? We're seeing the injuries that they're having with quarterbacks. Could they actually trade for Bryce Young? There are talks out there about Bryce Young obviously being traded, but I think think this win ultimately means that Bryce Young, he might be done. It kind of solidified that he might be done at the Carolina Panthers, unless unfortunately something happens to Andy Dalton, which I don't think anything will. He's a very pocket kind of quarterback. He's not going to put himself in any harmful positions. But this is a good chance for Bryce Young, guys. This is an angle that a lot of people aren't seeing. This is a good chance for Bryce Young to really kind of learn from someone like Andy Dalton, because Andy Dalton is doing everything that Bryce Young couldn't do better. You feel me? He's doing literally everything that Bryce Young should be doing in a way better way, in a way more efficient way. He's finding the receivers. He's making the entire team better. And this is just something that is really good to see. And as an NFL fan, I think this really does answer the question that quarterbacks, especially rookie quarterbacks, do need at least a year or two under a veteran to really be able to start. That really messes up the player's confidence. It really messes up the way the league sees the player, because there's a lot of pressure coming from fans, coming from the media on these guys. And when they're put at the helm of an offense and they don't really have a time to really adapt to the NFL, and now they're struggling, their confidence is getting lower. This is what we're seeing with Bryce Young, and it doesn't help these guys. So I'm glad now as a Panthers fan, we can actually win games and I can be excited, man. Hey, but also guys, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Are the Carolina Panthers really back, or were the Raiders just ass? Without further yaps, peace out, gang.